In war, victories are usually measured in soldiers and weapons. But in 1943, Britain won a decisive advantage using a man who never knew he was fighting. The year was 1943. World War II had reached a critical turning point. The Allies had won in North Africa, but Europe remained under Nazi control. The next major objective was Southern Europe, specifically the island of Sicily. Sicily was the gateway to mainland Italy. If the Allies could land there successfully, it would weaken Axis control across the Mediterranean and force Germany to stretch its already strained defenses. But there was a problem. The Germans were expecting it. Sicily was heavily defended. Any direct invasion would likely result in catastrophic Allied losses. British intelligence understood a simple truth of warfare. If the enemy knows where you are going, you are already defeated. So instead of changing the invasion plan, Britain decided to change what the enemy believed. What followed became one of the most carefully controlled deceptions of the entire war. The plan was developed within British naval intelligence under officers who understood both psychology and bureaucracy. Their idea was unsettlingly simple. Give the enemy information, make it appear accidental, make it appear believable, and most importantly, make it appear human. They needed evidence that the Allies were not planning to invade Sicily, but not fake evidence. Evidence that looked so real, so personal, that German intelligence would never doubt it. That evidence would be carried by a man, a dead man. British officials located the body of an unknown civilian who had died of natural causes. His identity was erased and replaced. He became Major William Martin of the Royal Marines. A complete life was constructed for him. He had military identification, personal letters, photographs, a fiancée, bank receipts, and private notes that hinted at frustration and love. Every detail was deliberate. Nothing looked staged. Nothing looked official. The most important items were official documents suggesting that the Allies planned to invade Greece and Sardinia, not Sicily. The body was placed in a watertight container and transported by submarine. In April 1943, it was released off the coast of Spain, a country officially neutral but known to share intelligence with Germany. The body washed ashore. Spanish authorities recovered it, and exactly as British planners hoped, copies of the documents found their way into German hands. British intelligence waited silently. Nothing happened immediately. Days passed, then weeks. British intelligence monitored German communications through code-breaking operations. Slowly, signs began to appear. German troop movements shifted. Defensive priorities changed. Forces were redeployed away from Sicily toward Greece. The deception had worked, but Britain did not celebrate, because until the invasion happened, nothing was certain. In July 1943, Allied forces landed on Sicily. German defenses were lighter than expected. The invasion succeeded. Thousands of Allied lives were likely saved. Operation Mincemeat had done its job. Despite its success, Operation Mincemeat remained classified for years. There were reasons. First, ethics. A man's body had been used as a weapon. His identity was erased. His story rewritten. Public discussion during wartime would have raised serious moral questions. Second, intelligence protection. Revealing the operation risked exposing how Britain understood German intelligence behavior and how deeply it could manipulate it. Third, international sensitivity. Spain's quiet cooperation was never officially acknowledged. Public disclosure could have caused diplomatic fallout, so the story remained buried. Even many soldiers who fought in Sicily never knew how the battlefield had been prepared for them. The man at the center of it all remained anonymous for years. Militarily, Operation Mincemeat is considered one of the most successful deception operations in modern history. It demonstrated that intelligence could outweigh firepower, perception could decide battles, and wars could be redirected without direct confrontation. Politically, it reinforced Britain's reputation as a master of strategic deception. The operation influenced future Allied planning, including the use of misinformation in later campaigns across Europe. But the human impact was quieter. The man known as Major William Martin was not a soldier. His real name, later revealed, was Glyndwr Michael. He never chose to be part of the war, yet his death became one of its most influential moments. He was buried in Spain under the identity created for him. Only decades later was his true name acknowledged. No medals, no recognition, just a gravestone and a role in history he never knew he played. Operation Mincemeat did not rely on violence. It relied on belief. It reminds us that wars are not only fought with weapons, but with stories, assumptions, and human psychology. And it leaves us with one final question. If a single lie, carefully constructed, could change the course of a war, how many other moments in history were shaped by truths we were never meant to see?